the big news is that after today's result, Pakistan have been eliminated.
Yeah, it's a big, big one. And whatever it is, one-time champion, two-time finals, reached the semis quite a few times. They in their inconsistency in the T20 World Cup, they've been consistent. They've somehow managed to always make it there. And them not being there is a huge, it's a huge, huge blow. They were an exciting side. Last time's finalists, they were eliminated. It's a big, big one. And for the US to beat them and go through is just a crazy story.
I mean, this is the most romantic story America could have asked for. Two Qs there, India and the United States of America. We'll get to them, but more on Pakistan, Michael. We always say that this is how they start their World Cup. They'll come back and they will find their groove. But when you don't start well and you leave your faith into other people's hands, this is kind of what happens.
Yeah, I mean, they can't blame the weather. They should have beaten United States and they should have beaten India.
Yes.
If they'd won those two games, they're through to the Super 8s and they're doing what Pakistan generally do at World Cups, which arrive and beat good teams. I mean, I didn't think they'd get close to India. They should have won that game. The game against the United States, they were poor. They were really poor down the back end, defending that. So the 4 off the last ball, Super over was carnage. I mean, the ball was going everywhere. They were running 2s, 3. I mean, it was just typical of Pakistan. They just panicked, and great credit to the United States. They held the nerve, played some good shots, and got over the line. But I just don't see Pakistan at the minute as a great white ball team. Even when they won it or got to the final, in the last World Cup, I didn't think they were a great side. They just did what Pakistan do. They just won games of cricket and got to the final. They should have won that game.
Yes.
I said earlier, Shaheen, Shah, Afridi to stay fit. I do think they'd have beaten England. But you look around the teams around the world now, and you look at Pakistan compared to Australia, England, the West Indies, probably South Africa in that group now, India, obviously. I think Pakistan I would say they're good enough to be in the Super 8s. They've lost a couple of bad games here, but they're a long way short of being a quality white ball team at the minute.
Joyda, we've spoken about how they've just not played like a unit this World Cup. They have great names individually, but when it comes to a team, they've just not played like a team.
They haven't played like a team. I think there are a lot of factors, and one of the factors, let's not ignore the fact that this is not the greatest Pakistani side.
Yes.
Okay, and this is not the team. This is not a great white ball team. They don't have destroyers up front. Babarism, their best batter, is better as a 50 over or a test batter. This is not his best format. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of untried players in the middle order. Azam Khan didn't work out. Usman Khan, they gave one chance and they dropped him. So there's a lot of stuff out there that hasn't happened. And even young cricketers, I mean, the last cricketer to really emerge was Naseem Shah. After that, they haven't had. And bowling, again, Rauf is not the bowler that he looked when he emerged 2, 3, 4 years back. So all I'm saying is that all in all, also let's admit that this is an average international side. This is not Pakistan at its peak. They can win games, of course. If you have bowlers like Shaheen, Shah, Afridi, batters like Fakhar Zaman and all, every once in a while they'll win games for you. But they're not going to win games that consistently. And if you saw Pakistan against England just before, they didn't look the greatest of teams. In England, they didn't look at all as if they were threatening.
No.
But Michael, we know that Gary Kirsten has come in very recently, but lots for him to do. If you were in that camp, what kind of changes would you make for the team?
Oh, it's very difficult. I mean, Saeem Ayub is a fantastic young left-hander. You've got to get him in the team.
Yeah.
And there's a Champions Trophy in Pakistan in February. I guess back in the day when you lost a World Cup, you usually had 4 years to wait for another one. There's a World Cup every 5 minutes these days. And there's a Champions Trophy in February. So you're not far away from actually going back out there to compete. I would say they need to just go through a process of trying a few young players and trying to galvanise them as a group.
Yes.
Try and put together that culture of togetherness and playing together as a team. And if that means they take a step back by doing so, they'll go a few steps forward because they're playing collectively as a group of players. I understand the politics in Pakistan. It's always a bit chaotic. There's also plenty of outside influence, whether it's from ex-players, whether it's from people that want to be in power, don't want to be in power, have been in power. You're never quite sure what's happening. But one thing's for sure with Pakistan cricket, they'll have skill. They'll have players, and they will be there, and they will come back. I don't fear. I sometimes fear for a country like New Zealand, because they've had such a good run of it. I think, how are you going to continuously produce the quality that you have done? Maybe they will, but I do worry about a team like it. But whereas Pakistan, I don't worry that they're going to produce cricketers. There'll be lots of cricketers out there. It's just, can they develop, and Gary and Jason Gillespie, can they collectively, as a test coach and a one-day coach, just get the culture right around the group and give this pathway of a younger set of players to come through? And if they can do that, I have no doubt they'll be competitive again.